changed from the beginning. It changed right away.
Meaning the recognizability factor of it, or of you?
Oh, well,
or the,
I mean, that was part of it.
Now you would go into frozen foods and all of a sudden...
I couldn't go into the frozen foods.
Because people would mob you, or for what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were, as the show got bigger and bigger, it became very difficult for me to have any kind of normal life.
I mean, I think Hunter had to be one of NBC's biggest shows.
It was a huge hit. And it was a huge hit internationally as well.
Well, this is going to be great.
Welcome to the White House Pod with David A.R.
I'm going to finish what I started.
It's not easy. It's simple.
Guys, we're here with Stepfanie Kramer.
Oh.
I am so excited to have. I grew up watching you when I was. I liked your show.
You can say you were a kid. I'm in full receipt of who I am, including my age. I don't have a problem with any of that.
The show of Hunter, right?
Yes.
Hunter with Fred Dreyer.
Yes.
Stepfanie Kramer.
Yes, 7 years of crime drama.
A crime drama, but that was a good cop show. Like, it was different than I mean, T.J. Hooker, wasn't that on about the same time as Hunter?
I don't know.
That was the other cop show.
Maybe.
Like, I just like
that and Miami Vice. It was mainly Miami Vice and us. I remember we were both sort of like.
You guys were neck and neck. For whatever reason, Hunter was my favorite out of all those shows.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
No, I mean, I don't know why I don't know what the difference was versus. I mean, you guys were solving crimes and cases, and how did you get that? Where are you from? Sorry, we're all over the map here. I haven't seen.
Start from point A.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen you in.
I know
since you did one of those episodes for us. I think of the Encounter, right?
Of The Encounter, yeah. I had a good
but
time on that shoot, by the way.
Well, that was a good episode.
It was.
That was a few years back.
It was. I know. I haven't seen you look the same.
Where did we shoot that show? Do you remember?
No.
I don't either.
I don't remember. When I finish something,
I feel like it was in Arizona or somewhere. Like it was somewhere.
It was in Arizona.
It was in Arizona, right? We had one little.
Oh my God, you remember?
We had a little stint of PureFlix. Our main headquarters was in Arizona,
right?
And but we would never shoot in Arizona. That was the only time we have ever shot in Arizona. Were like those 4 episodes.
It was, you know what you just reminded me of? Something totally irrelevant. Non sequitur, here we go. When we checked out and it was time to leave the hotel that we were in, and I'm in the car and I'm going, and I realized I'd left my jewelry in the safe in the hotel.
Oh.
So I came back and I was like, excuse me, can you go? And they're looking at you like, yeah, right. We've heard that story before. And I said, no, seriously, I swear to God, I can tell you exactly what it is and everything. So we all walked in, these guys with the keys, to make sure I wasn't stealing people's things. And I went back in and got my stuff. I don't know why I thought of that just now. It has nothing to do with anything other than.
Do people think you normally would walk in and steal something? I don't think you're the type of person that they're like, ooh,
I don't know what people
watch your
think
jewelry.
Anymore.
Watch
Here
your
she
jewelry.
Comes, quick, run. But I remember that. But you're right. It was in Arizona. Yeah. Well, I had a good time working with you.
Yeah. Oh, it's been too long. Okay, so wait. So back up.
Okay,
Where
so
are you
I'm
from?
born and raised here.
Here?
Yes. Well, not. Yes, L.A.
What part?
I grew up out in the West Valley.
Parents in the industry at all?
Nope. I'm the only one in the industry.
Brothers, sisters?
I have an older brother. My mother is an incredible artist, painter, sculptor.
Okay.
My father was a classical violinist.
Wow.
And I just always knew that this was what I was going to do. I mean, I can remember sitting on the porch with my mom. I think I was about, I don't know, maybe 7, something like that. And I said, hey, Mom, I know what I'm going to do when I grow up. She goes, oh, kids usually go, I'm going to be an astronaut, And I said, I'm going to be an actress and I'm going to be a singer. And she went, okay, all right.
Were you singing like in churches at that point, or
I was singing all over the house.
Yeah.
At that point, at 7, 8, 9, I took all my mom and dad's, old records, LPs,
and learned.
I just loved. I mean, music is just. And I grew up singing to their old songs, like Frank Sinatra, all the old musicals, all that. And I'm speaking of Frank Sinatra, massive fan.
Me too.
At one point,
My
I
kids
was,
don't like it at all.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we walked into sidebar, because
Yes.
ADD here.
Got it.
We walked into don't lose your train of thought.
I won't.
We walked into a house and I was like, oh, wow, I love this house. And I actually loved the house in Calabasas. And I was like, my gosh, I want to get this house. And my kids, but Frank Sinatra was playing. And they walked in the room, right? I was like even more excited about it. It was such a cool house.
Of course.
And they hated it. And they hated it because it was Frank Sinatra.
I'm so sorry
I know.
to hear that.
My kids can't, they're just, they're not. I've forced so much Frank Sinatra and Elvis and Dean Martin and all these wonderful guys down their throats or
Yeah,
to listen
because
into their ears,
It's the greatest, some of the greatest
Yeah, well,
music
compared
ever.
to what they're listening to, you're like,
Thank
oh my
you.
gosh,
Yes,
please
I
listen
can't,
to this.
I
Yeah.
can't go there. So anyway,
So you were singing like
I was-
My Way and
Oh,
all
well,
these.
I don't know if I was singing that. I mean, I
My.
grew up singing all my mom's old records. Like you said, Elvis, loved Elvis, still love Elvis.
Are you excited for that movie that's coming out?
Which one?
The Buzz Luhrmann movie about all the lost. You don't know this? It's Elvis's Epic. It's called Epic. And it's all the lost footage that he found while he was making the other Elvis movie. It's supposed to be
Can't
amazing.
wait.
It's coming out very soon.
Oh, I will love this.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra, I got invited to his birthday party. And it was this incredible group of people. It was only like, maybe there was, I don't know.
How old were you at that time?
I don't know.
Were you young?
30.
When did Frank die? In the 90s? Early 90s?
I don't know. But it was the coolest time because I got to tell him how wonderful his music and his voice was and what it meant for me in my life growing up and how I trained and learned and listened as a singer. I'm sitting here talking to him and, I'm a fan.
Amazing. Yeah.
And that was a crazy, wonderful night. Everybody was there. It was just like I'm sitting next to Donald O'Connor and Ella Fitzgerald at dinner. And I'm like,
Wow.
I'm like, look at him. It was just a fabulous,
Yeah.
fabulous
Was it
night.
an event or
No,
just a party?
It was a private party.
Wow.
There was only about 30 of us. So when you thought of,
Yeah.
you brought up Frank Sinatra, I was like,
No, I love Frank Sinatra.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed to say that my kids will come around though. I just think that they feel like, it's whatever dad likes, they don't like.
I just like music, period.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so we start singing
in school.
in
I
school.
started
is
doing
where-
theater. I started doing musicals.
in high schools or,
Yes,
or
junior high and
even?
high school. Yeah.
Okay. Were you
And-
getting the lead?
Yes.
Of course.
So
Stepfanie Kramer.
whatever,
Hello.
And I mean, I hadn't sung in front of people. So you're a kid and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. You know what I mean? You know what you like and you
Yeah.
know what you do, but will other people feel the same? So they did.
Was it the first time you went out? Do you remember the first play that you went out though? And was it like, because I do. I remember the first
You
time
mean
I
in
ever.
school?
Yeah, in school. Got up there and did it, and then all of a sudden, the adrenaline rush I loved, and I loved the I don't
remember the name. It was
Yeah.
in junior high. It was a comedy. And I think I was 12 years old and I was playing an old lady. So I had like a gray wig and, the shawl, all the trappings that
right.
and a little
stealing other people's jewelry.
Yes, of
stuff like
course.
that. Yeah.
As it were. And it was a comedy of some kind. And that was the first time I remember delivering this comic line and everybody laughed. And I remember thinking, oh,
It worked.
it worked. It clicked.
Yeah.
And I liked that. So went on high school, lots of musicals. And then afterwards, there was this group, it's not here anymore, it was the Valley Institute of Musical Theater. And I auditioned and I was Maria in West Side Story. And opening night was my 18th birthday.
Oh.
So that was a cool thing.
Yeah.
And my high school group was, though, an amazing sort of a confluence of extraordinarily talented young people. We all just came at the same time.
Yeah.
Actors and actresses you would know, like Mare Winningham and Val Kilmer and Kevin Spacey. And
They all went to high school with you?
we were all in the same Chatsworth High School. And
Chatsworth High School.
Rick Sparks,
Wow.
Diane Delano, Erlene Davis. I mean, all these, Bess Mata, all these amazingly talented kids who then went on. I have this story about Kevin Spacey, actually. I mean, we all know what happened with him, but he's an extremely talented man.
Yeah.
When I was doing West Side Story, at the end of the first act, he came on and was part of the background set people in the back to work behind the scenes. He got the sets ready.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And all of that. And I can't remember what it's called
The
now.
crew, whatever.
Stage
hands.
Stage.
Thank you, Dylan.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
And at the end, I don't know if you know the end of the first act. It's the big 5-part. Everybody comes out and the orchestra.
We're showing it right now, actually.
You know that, and then they all come out. It's 5 parts, and Maria comes out on the second story balcony, and comes out in time to go today, da 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 da. All right. So it's fine. But if I finish Milla's stage, blackout orchestra. And somebody comes out, we're running. We go off.
Are you a senior at this time or like a sophomore?
No, I was out of high school. This was not a
This is the
not in
this
school.
is the play.
Yeah.
Or this is the theater group.
Yeah, and
Got it.
so I go to the left, and we go all the way around the back, and there's a ladder that goes up to the back of the balcony of my, balcony. And I have to climb up that and get out in time. There's no ladder. The ladder's not there.
Yeah.
And everybody's on stage and everybody's singing and all the parts. And I'm like, oh my ever-loving Jesus, how am I supposed to get? And I remember it was Kevin. I said, you got to give me a hand. You got to help me. And I'm in the little white the Maria dress and everything. And I am climbing up the back of this scaffolding and he's shoving me up by my butt. Get up. And I'm like climbing in. And I made my music cue literally I opened up like the window and my hair is all like this and my dress is hanging and I'm like, today and the Boris and the orchestra leaders in the pit, he's going, what are you doing? You're looking up at stage like I had a choice.
Yeah.
But that was something I remember about Kevin. Sorry, we are all over the place today,
That's
aren't
okay.
we?
We're coming back to so that was you get out of high school then.
Right.
And now
And I auditioned for this role in this theater.
Yeah, in that theater troupe that has all these other people in it too. But it's not like the Actor Studio. It's not like that group.
In New York. No, it was out here in L.A.
And yeah.
And then I wound up going to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts.
Ah.
Now, I didn't know about them.
Were you auditioning though? Did you start auditioning at all when you were in high school, or was it?
No.
It was more. Was it less of a thing back then?
What do you mean?
like a lot of actors today, they know that they need or they move out here, when they're young and they start auditioning, or the ones who live here and they start auditioning through high school and whatever. Next thing you know, they're on a show when they're in high school and all that stuff. Did you have the same in your time period? Was that a thing where actors were jumping in even in high school, or not so much?
Maybe it was. I didn't know diddly. I was just like, la, 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 la.
But you just said that you were gifted, though, clearly.
Thankfully. And so afterwards, I got a letter from the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York.
Mm-hmm.
From the.
How many years had you been going out here at this point? Like 1 or 2? Or this is before you even started?
It was before I started
the Academy.
in television and film, before I even knew about the Academy.
Got it.
I was just a kid.
Oh, okay.
And they wrote me this. I got this letter from the head of the school and said, we've heard about you. We've read about blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking.
How? Yeah.
That was what I said.
Were you in that theater troupe at the time?
No, that wasn't a theater troupe. It was an organization that was doing legit plays.
Right. Had you done those plays?
I'd already done West Side Story.
Oh, okay. So maybe that
after
was
West
how.
Side Story, then it was like, I'm thinking, who's this man and what's this school? I knew nothing. Wow. I knew nothing. And they said, we'd love to have you come and audition for our program. And I had like $7.13. And I knew nothing about New York. It was a big, crazy city with lots of, so that was intimidating to me. And plus, I didn't know how I was going to survive.
Were you 18 or 19 at this point? Or like 20 or like a little bit out
I was
of
like,
school?
I think I was 19.
Okay.
I think it was 19 because I was going to the.
But also you had the were you modeling at this time?
No, I went to, I was accepted into UCLA after high school, except I missed a science class.
Okay.
I thought, how'd that happen? So you take that science class and you'll start, whatever, in a half semester, whatever it was, or a year later. Okay. So I thought, well, how am I going to get this science class? So, I had no guidance, okay? Zip.
Yeah.
I was just literally going, I don't know what to do. Okay, I'll go try that. Went to Cal State Northridge for that 1 year. And I remember at that time, because I auditioned for, they were doing 3-penny opera. I auditioned for the lead. And I go in and I audition, and then there's a callback, and then the director brings me back. He goes, how old are you? And I said, I'm 18, or I just turned 19. And he goes, his words, don't misunderstand me. He says to me, you're one of the best, most talented people we've had ever came in. Very complimentary. Wow. And I'd love to give you the part, but I can't. I have to give it to a senior, and you're too young. And I thought, well, that's just a load of BS. And so I left. And I realized, wow, I don't need to start training acting 101 again. I did that when I was 12. I need to be working. Then I got that letter.
Okay.
Then I thought, okay, at the end he goes, we also have in Pasadena, the American Academy. So I auditioned. And I went into the academy in Pasadena, graduated from there.
How many years of school was that? 3
It's
or
now
4?
3, I think I did 2.
Okay.
And then on graduation day, we were doing Stephen Sondheim's musical Company, which is one of my favorite shows. And William Morris came on graduation day and wanted to and asked to sign me.
Wow.
And so then it started the ball rolling.
That's when you started auditioning, actually, for TV
That's correct.
stuff.
That's
and
correct.
Movies.
That's correct.
Okay. And what was your first one? What was your first TV or
First
movie?
TV job?
Yeah.
Was Starsky and Hutch. And I had one line like, the phone's for you, Mr. Hammond Flamer, whatever. It was, that got me into the guild.
Okay.
That got me into the thing.
Isn't it funny how I think like almost everybody remembers their first job? Mine was a show, why am I drawing a blank now?
It was such a memorable moment.
I remember everything about it. It was down like in
I don't
San
remember
Pedro.
what I had for breakfast.
I was a motorcycle cop, and I pulled Lauren Hawley over. They were lawyers, Lauren, and I forget the other guy's name, but it was primarily Lauren, and she's whatever, and she's on her way to the courthouse, and I had to do the motorcycle thing, and I was 19. I'd just been in town for antagonists. The antagonists. That's my point, though, is like, how do you remember, this first thing? Because it's seared in your brain. And I was like, they're like,
Did you know how to drive a motorcycle?
Yeah, I did. I had been driving for a while. So they're like, oh, take it around the block a couple times. And I'm driving this motorcycle around the block, and I'm flipping the lights on. And then I end up pulling a lady over accidentally. And I'm like, sorry.
Sure.
Then they're like, great, now go pull Lauren Hawley over. And I'm like, okay. They're big bikes. Kawasaki's are big.
I couldn't manage that.
But as a 19-year-old pimply kid, it's like, okay.
Yeah, so that was the first one. And then I just kept on going.
Was it instant for you? You did the one, and then it was like next, yeah. How long before Hunter came around?
Well, Hunter was my 4th series.
Was your 4th one? What was your first one? Or second or third?
First, see, now you're going to make me remember.
Well, fortunately, we're showing it for everybody else, but we're still like trying to clue it in.
The first one was.
If you want to see Stepfanie Kramer's first series now on YouTube or Spotify, you can watch it right now.
Can?
Oh yeah, we're viewing it.
Wow.
They're viewing it. We're still in the dark here.
I know
we're the last
nothing.
to know.
What are you looking at over there? I know nothing. The first series was Married the first year, and that was David Jacobs and Lorimar Productions, and it starred Lee McCloskey.
How long were you on this show?
Well, the show only lasted like a season, but it was a story about high school kids, and these 2 high school kids got married, while they were in high school, like 16 years old, and I don't know where that is legal, but but there you go. And so we were these group of high school kids. And
what was your second season? What were second series? You remember what kind that was? Were you in high school still, or now you were in college?
No.
No, but I mean, like that show.
In college, in TV land.
Yeah.
No, I was it was a odd show called.
It's like a game show.
No,
you
it
only
wasn't.
have so much
it was.
time to answer
I
this.
played Prince. I'm sorry, you're making me delve back into stuff that's like what? I don't win the
They know
refrigerator.
quicker than they're looking at you right now.
It was
when you're-
called. I played Princess Tara in the secret underground city of Chimera.
So this is like a fantasy.
It was a supernatural thing, and
Or
on top of the
supernatural, wow.
world, it was the Old West. But in the middle of the world, which I ruled, it was, I don't know.
It was a big TV show. Like they only had 3 channels back then, right?
I don't remember where that was or what it was.
But this is like this is when the time was
Yeah.
there's ABC, NBC, and
That's it.
CBS,
That's
and
it.
that is it.
That
so
is
it's
it.
like you're
and I can't tell you what network it's on or
yeah.
much
No,
about
that's-
it.
don't worry
But
about
it was really weird and kind of fun and whatever.
How long did that show last?
Not long. Would
Like
do you
one season
imagine that
again.
lasting?
No, it's like
based on what I told
that
you.
sounds like the Westworld or whatever. What
Westworld. Westworld was great.
Yeah.
This was like, what? Okay, but then
was
and there
the
was a lot
third
of
show?
guest starring all in between all of these things and
Yeah.
reoccurring roles. The third show was a half-hour sitcom for NBC called We Got It Made. And
It's interesting though that all 3, like those 3 different things, you got to play whole different characters in the middle of those. You weren't
Yeah.
playing the same,
No.
ingenue, or they weren't casting you as the same.
No. And when I finished We Got It Made, Stephen Cannell had a show called Riptide.
Yeah,
And-
I did watch that show.
Yeah.
it's another one I watched.
Yeah,
growing
me
up.
too. I liked it. And he was doing
With Penny, right? Joe Penny,
Joe Penny and
the other guy.
there's 2 other, and they
Yeah.
were wonderful. And I can't remember. So
Good show.
it was. Anyway, they in those days, they did a thing called spin-off pilots
Yeah,
where they would take somebody, like let's say it was you,
yeah.
and we want to create a show around you.
Because
So
that person's doing really good on the
yes,
show,
and
so
we
let's
like
make a
we
whole
like
show
what they're
out of
doing.
them.
So we're going to try to
Yeah.
make a show out of this person. So we're going to spin it off from an episode of our hit show.
Yeah,
Blah blah blah. So that's what it was. It was myself and a lady whose name I don't recall, and she was very nice. And we played private detectives
wait, and this was
in
the
a
sitcom.
in a season of in an episode of Riptide.
Oh,
And this was a spin-off pilot. And if it did well, and they hoped
Yeah.
it would, then the 2 of us, me and this other actress,
who was the other actor?
I don't remember.
Oh, we're
You have to
showing it.
look it
Okay,
up.
we're
I
showing it.
don't
Yeah.
know. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. I just
Okay.
told you that. So
Well,
the
I
2
didn't
of
remember
us,
that either.
Well,
so I forgot.
we're in.
She had just mentioned she didn't know what she had for breakfast.
So that was supposed to be their spin-off pilot. Okay, so we signed the contracts
Yeah.
like you're doing a series because you expect it to turn. And when I wrapped on that day, I came home and there was an envelope on my doorstep at the door, and it's also was from Stephen Cannell. I opened it up and it was Hunter,
Oh,
and it was a pilot Hunter. And I called. I go, "What's this?" Well, this is another pilot that Cannell has, and want you to audition for this part for the lead of McCall. I said, but how can I do this one when we just signed a contract for this one? He goes, well, it's the same company wants to see which one goes, whatever, but we want you to do that. So I was like, oh, of course.
so you had already shot the pilot. It was basically you had the pilot of one show.
Yeah, but it was a spin-off pilot.
Right, spin-off pilot, right.
That was done. I'd signed the contracts that if that sold,
right,
I
then
would be
you're
a part of
going
that
to play
series.
that one. But now they're doing over here Hunter as well.
That
you
was
go shoot this.
Yeah, the day I wrapped that one, they
Wow.
hand me another one and said, now
Wow.
audition for this one.
How are we in our 20s at this time or
My
30s
20s.
or okay?
Yeah. And so I auditioned for that one. And the role was written for someone that was like 10,
Years older, right?
10
If
12
you're-
years older than me.
How old were you when you got Dee Dee McCall?
Oh, God, I don't know, 20,
Like 26, 27?
something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, because I would think Dee Dee McCall would have been a little bit older. than
yeah,
that.
she was a homicide
Like a 30,
detective.
like in their 30s, like 35
Yeah,
or something.
it was
At the-
something like that.
Like the
Yeah.
minimum age.
So
of
they
her.
just said tons of hair and makeup, and that worked in the 80s. Because
Were
we
they
all
trying
had
to
like-
age you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you had the nice curly hair.
Nice is a not the word.
The perm.
I
It was
would
a good
use.
perm.
A finger in the socket. Yes, I know. And we all did. We all it's like crazy.
Did you have that hair before you went on Hunter?
No, did anybody
I don't know. I mean, like
Hair?
that's I'm just saying that
No.
was what the hair person said and said.
No.
What hair did you have? Did you have long hair before?
I had like longer hair. I cut mine, by the way, as you can tell.
Yeah, it
Yes,
looks very
I'm
nice.
liking it so
But
easy.
you had long hair, and
Yes.
then they decided to make that a frizz hair.
because that's what
It's a
was
perm.
that was what was happening.
No, perms were big. Yeah,
That was what was happening. So we all
I had them in high
did
school.
that. I'd love to see that picture.
Yeah.
Well, actually, maybe not.
I had them toward the end of high school, though, into my early
choice.
years here in
Good
LA.
choice.
I had a perm. Yeah, it was
Okay.
crazy. I'm
So
not sure
sorry.
why.
And then we had,
But I didn't
shoulder-
have professional people saying, do a perm. Like you had professional
Well, there's no one
people.
told me to do that. That's just what we all did.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like the hair person said, we're
Said-
going to perm your hair.
No. It
Dee
just-
Dee's going to have
I
some
really
hair.
don't remember the journey of my hair. We just all were doing the same thing, and those heavy makeup and like
Yeah.
aqua eyeshadow and giant
Wow.
box shoulders and
Yeah.
those wild, really
The suit jackets and
unattractive outfits.
All right. So when do you meet? Do you meet Fred Dreyer on the pilot? I guess, right?
No, actually, I
Oh.
met. I don't remember how many years before it was, but there was a show. Don't remember what it was called.
Yeah. Just a different show.
He was one of three guys
Okay.
that they were considering for this lead of this new series. And they wanted, the network asked me to come in and read opposite these three men
Got it.
in a test.
Yeah.
Because it's either
They knew they
you-
wanted you.
No, I had nothing to do with the show.
Oh.
They just asked if I'd come in and read
Oh.
with these men.
Oh, okay.
So there was like you, him, 1, 2, and 3. And Fred was one of those guys. So I'm doing this scene with Fred.
He had to be the tallest guy out of all of them, right?
Well, yeah, of course he's the
How
tallest
tall
guy.
is Fred Dreyer was like
6'6". He's tall. And he's circus big.
Yeah.
So
what does
anyway,
circus big mean?
like really big.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he didn't get that role.
Right.
This other actor who was tall and dark and wore a white cowboy hat, he got the job. Okay, fine, we're done. Goodbye. See you later.
Bye, Fred.
And then I don't know how many years, a couple years later, I'm at that health food store and I'm in the frozen food section, as I suppose I should have been. And I'm like buying something. I look up and I see him down there at the end of the aisle. And I'm like, I know that guy. Where do I know that guy? Oh, that's Fred. That's right. So I went over and said, hey,
Yeah.
Fred, right? Yeah, I'm Stepfanie. I tested with you for that, whatever the hell that show was
Show,
called, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah. So we chatted up a little bit and that was it. Bye, see ya. Checked out.
Yeah.
Then here we are later and I wound up doing Hunter. And actually when I was,
But he wasn't in the pilot.
he,
Fred was
he
not.
didn't get cast in that part
Yeah.
for whatever that show was. But I remember back when I was about 14, 15, I don't know. My brother was, watching football.
Yeah.
And he's watching football. He calls me and he says, you got to watch this game. It's with it was either the Rams or the Jets or something. I don't remember. And they're really good. And watch this guy. He's really good. And I'm thinking, I really
What
don't
did Fred
care.
play again in football?
I don't know.
I think he was like I think he was a rusher. I think he was like the
I don't
the guy.
know. But
I
my
think he
brother
was
looks
on
at me and he
defense.
goes, it's this guy. His name is Fred Dreyer and he's really good. Watch him. I'm in like junior high,
Yeah.
high school.
You're like, whatever.
Okay. And then I grew up and wind up doing a show with him.
Yeah.
It's
So
weird
did
synchronicity.
Fred come in the first episode or the second episode?
Fred was cast.
Oh, okay. When you
And
were
Hunter.
who was cast first? You or Fred? Do you remember?
Fred.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to build a show around this guy, and now we're going to have the rock star other detective who's very,
And it turned
very
out to
pretty
be
and
me. Thank
talented
you.
and great, and people are going to love her. And
It worked out very nicely.
Yes.
I am most grateful.
so you go on that show, and did you know right away that it was going to be a hit show, or
No,
was like, oh, we're kind of
it was
like,
really
it's like a
rough.
hobbling.
We went through like 8 crews in the first year
Why?
because no one could take the hours.
They were longer than normal.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're solving
Because people
crimes?
weren't organized.
Oh, okay.
The production was
It
like
what
messed
show
up.
was that on? Was it CBS or was it NBC? It was NBC. Okay.
It was, we would shoot, we'd work 18-hour days.
Oh my gosh, can they do that to you?
Not now. They did then.
Wow.
I mean, we had one time where we worked 3 20-hour days all in a row. Nobody slept. I know. Why would you do that? because you're not organized. You got to get your
They didn't know what they were
together.
doing, and wow.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
They just were not. It finally got organized.
How was the show? How long did it take before that show became a hit, though? Like when it really took off.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I
I
mean,
was
it first
just doing my
season
work.
or second season, or when
Something
did your
like
life
that.
change from that show?
It changed from the beginning. It changed right away.
Meaning the recognizability factor of it, or of you,
Oh well,
or the
I mean that was part
now
of
you
it.
would go into frozen foods, and all of a sudden
I couldn't go into the frozen foods.
because people would mob you, or for what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were as the show got bigger and bigger, became very difficult for me to have any kind of normal
Yeah.
life.
I mean, I think Hunter had to be one of NBC's biggest shows.
It was a huge hit. And it was a huge hit internationally as well.
Yeah.
Big all over the world. It still is.
How many episodes did you do? It's 22 a year, right? So
22
multiplied
a
by
year.
160 episodes or something like that.
You're asking me to do
I'm
math?
just doing math for
Don't
us.
ever ask me to do math.
I don't know
Man.
that I did it well, but I feel like it's
Number
around
one,
156
Stepfanie
to
doesn't do
160. 156 to 160.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of episodes. And I mean, it's still, it became incredibly popular in this country and overseas.
Yeah.
I was just in China in June, and I was.
Do you do Comic-Cons now for these things, or
I'm doing.
cons,
I'm
or
doing
whatever
those
they call
too. This was the Shanghai International Television Festival, and they were just celebrating me in the festival. It was really very humbling and really lovely. Because and I had to sing a song in Chinese. That was
This
interesting.
is just recently?
in June, because the show was.
Still holding on all these years.
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
in different countries all
Even
over
with
the
your
world.
nice pads on the top of
Even
your shoulder
with
pads.
the pads. Yes, even with all of that. Yeah,
Do you
it-
know now? Do
incredibly.
you remember every episode?
I don't remember.
Really,
What?
you still don't. Well, I know
you
you
kidding?
say your memory isn't that sharp right now.
No, I don't.
but
Wait.
after-
Stop right there. I have a very sharp memory. There's nothing wrong with my brain. I am the type of person when I finish a project.
Yeah, short-term memory. We wish it
short-term
out.
memory's great too, man. When I finish a project,
Yeah.
I finish it.
Yes,
I mean, I literally finish
and
it.
you put it to.
I put it
Yeah.
goodbye, thank you, God bless, what a wonderful opportunity, and on to the next. The door's closed. And if you asked me to say, well, what was the name of that movie? I'm like, what was it about? Maybe that would jar my memory.
Interesting.
Or do you remember so-and-so you worked with? What episode? No,
Yeah,
I don't hold that in here.
yeah.
I have other things that I hold in here that are
course.
much more important to me that have greater value. My history is
Then
my
the
history.
day that you got your hair permed.
No,
How is that possible?
Why would I care? So, but seriously, people go, remember that episode when you did the thing and then and
Yeah.
I don't know what they're
Interesting.
talking about
Yeah.
because I've done a lot of work.
What
Thank
car
God.
did you drive? You drove the Sorry,
I'm going to come over there in another minute. Don't make me come over there.
whack you upside the head.
I'm going to just tell you.
I think you drove a.
It's a red
Yeah, it was like a red,
thing.
like a Fiero, is what I'm guessing.
Wasn't the word Daytona in there? Red Daytona.
Something
It was
like
a
that.
sports car.
Yeah,
but it was.
It's a cool one at the time. It was
I
was
guess.
the cool sports car. I feel like it was a Fiero.
I don't know. I'm not into cars. I
Well,
was
we're
just
showing
like-
it too.
The only you are okay.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about that car is that the door was just like a 2-seater with like one of those joke back seats where somebody
nobody
gets in
could
there,
get
nobody
back
your
there. There
pack,
was no-
your purse gets in
Yeah.
there, and so the door was really heavy.
Oh,
I remember it was like a heavy
Yeah.
door, and they'd go, "You got to get out of the car faster." I'm like, "Do you know how heavy this door is?"
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I remember about that car.
Okay, so what? Okay, so when did you when the as the show progressed to the end of this cycle of it, right?
Right.
You're on this massive changes your life in that way. Everybody around the world now knows you. Were you going, I want to be off of this show to do something different? I'm tired of solving crimes. Or were you
Shooting
and
people.
with this heavy door and carrying this belt that or
Well, I never did that.
You didn't
We
wear
were-
the gun, yeah.
No,
but like were you or was it like I don't ever want this show to end because I love playing this character and this hairstyle? I think you had different hairstyles, by the way. But
I did.
Yeah.
I changed it up like almost every year. It
Yeah.
was like, I'm bored. This
Yeah.
is now. And people would be like, what? No, I knew. I left after season 6.
Okay.
I chose to go on.
You're like, I gotta go on.
Well, that's because there was a lot going on in my life outside the show.
Yeah.
And they would say, well, you left the show because you were going to start recording music and you wanted to go and do that. That was a piece of my journey. But the bigger reason was I knew intuitively that I was going to get married and I was going to have a child. And I also knew that for me, it wouldn't work to be the best wife and mother I wanted to be for myself and what they deserved, especially my daughter deserved, if I was working a 90-hour or 100-hour work week.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to fit for me.
Did they lessen your time on that show? Like you said, you started sometimes 20-hour days or whatever. Did it get less, or did it just
No, it got a lot less because what Fred and I decided is there were a lot of different directors that came in.
You had the power at that point too.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we said, look, here is the list of the 5 directors that we will work with that had already proven themselves.
Yeah.
They had already
on
come
time
in. They absolutely shot on time. And we've got we'd have like 18 pages in a day.
Wow, that's a
I'm
lot.
sorry, what? So we were able to, a show finds its rhythm.
Yeah.
And we had great writers. So the story room, they were able to finally start to, it's like I said, the show found its way and it got more organized and more, this is how this is going to operate, so it becomes just a machine. Yeah. And we know if we do this, we got that. We've already tried this, that doesn't work, so we know this. It's like any job, like any business.
Yeah.
So it got into the place where those 5 guys came, and it was great because they always brought their A game. They were talented, they were smart, they delivered on time. The crew liked them. We had a wonderful crew.
Yeah.
And they were fun and easy. They didn't take it all so seriously, and they could enjoy the journey.
Did you feel like...
Which I think is very important.
No, that is very important. So you kind of knew... Also, let me ask you this, too. Fred Dreyer kind of had a Clint Eastwood vibe going on a little bit.
Yeah, I think
Meaning
people like that. Yeah.
Tall,
Yeah.
the same, whatever, good looking and a little gruff. Mm-hmm. Did you guys always just love working together, or were there sparks, or were there was it just easy?
The show itself wasn't an easy show.
Yeah.
No matter who I was working with, it was, your body doesn't know you're acting.
Right.
It just responds to what you're telling it you're involved in, and to be shot at, to be shooting people, to be beaten up, to run people down, to the violence, that became very hard for me. And yet I could compartmentalize, because that's what you have to do to move through it. It's just a role. It's not me, but it takes its toll on your body.
Interesting.
And that's something people don't understand. So it was exhausting. When I say it wasn't an easy show, it was exhausting physically, mentally, spiritually, psychologically. You're like, I just gotta. I mean, all you did, and the work was very demanding. So you'd go to work, you'd finish, you'd go home, take a shower. I lived on Theraflu because I was always sick.
Oh,
and
wow.
read my lines for the next day in bed, crash out, do it again.
Wow.
For years.
Yeah.
For years.
Now, when you retire from the show or leave the show,
yeah, not retire. I just had to leave to go on to the other aspects of my life.
You got married right away, and
not right away, but I
okay.
knew it was just my professional life and my personal life was going to go through a huge change, and I was willing to step into that.
Was it like a relief once you were off of the show? Meaning, did you got more sleep? And you didn't have to look at so many scripts.
I did sleep.
Or get shot at, or
right.
all
I
those
was
things.
able to
Were
sleep.
you like, oh my gosh, what a relief? Or was it like, oh no, what did I do?
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was not, oh gosh, what did I do? It was, I knew it was my truth.
Yeah.
I knew that, to respond to what it was that was my authenticity of how I needed to live my life and what I was going to go and do couldn't happen if I stayed doing this.
Yeah.
And don't misunderstand me. I am extremely grateful that I
No,
got
yeah.
to do that show.
Yeah.
It changed my life for the better in every good way. And I will always be grateful I had that chance. And it segued into other wonderful things that I've done in my life. So
Yeah.
no regrets.
That's pretty amazing. Because I feel like a lot of people that I've talked to that where they wanted to be off a show or because their brains start thinking about all these other things, they can't say. In some ways, they look back on it and they go, "Oh wow, I wish that I didn't enjoy my time when I was there, or I miss that I was trying so hard to get off of it."
Remember when I said when I finish something, it's done? It was done.
That's cool. How has the industry changed now for you versus then? When in your 20s and there's so much being thrown at you, right? Mm-hmm. Versus, do you see that? Do you look at the industry now and you're like, my goodness, it's like a whole different industry?
Well, you know the answer to that.
Well, I do, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
but
the answer is a whole
what's
different-
your opinion on it?
It probably the same as yours. It is an entirely different industry.
Yeah. In what way did you see it evolving along the way,
Or
did you-
devolving.
or devolving, changing?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that happening? Like, oh my gosh, what's happening here? Or
I can remember when Netflix came out,
yeah,
and I was talking to
the DVDs when we would send them back in,
Oh, yeah.
or the
No,
streaming part of it.
The streaming part of it.
Okay,
And
I wonder
although
what that year is actually.
I don't know.
It's
I
not-
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. But
2000s.
something like that. And I remember talking with a friend of mine who was one of my writing partners, and I looked at it. I said, "You see this?" I pointed to TV screen, Netflix. I go, "That is the future of our industry." He goes, "No." I went, "Mm-hmm. Movies, going to the theater, it's all going to turn into this."
Yeah,
Because I just read the writing on the wall. And it was probably around 2003 or 4. That reminds me. They did bring Hunter back in 2002 or 2003. We wound up doing.
yeah. How many seasons did you do then?
No, we didn't even do a full season. They called and said, "We're going to bring it back. We want to do. First of all, we want to do a movie of the week." And
I remember that. When
Was it 6? He knows. See, ask
When was
him
it? What years
about my
was it?
life.
02. Wow.
Was it 02 and 03? I can't remember. And so,
How was that?
well, it was
I forgot
great.
about that.
It was
I forgot about that.
It was
part.
great. Well,
Yeah.
apparently so did I till a minute ago. We did. They asked to come do the first movie, but I was pregnant. I said, "I can't. I'm pregnant." And it was, yay. And then there were 2 other films, and we did those movies, and they were the highest rated films of the year for the network. They said, "We want to bring the show back." So they brought it back on Saturday night in the original time zone, and only we shot it in San Diego with like about maybe 60%, 70% of the original crew. That
Wow,
was
that's
so
amazing.
wild.
Wow.
It was like a deja vu.
Yeah.
I remember sitting on the set and looking at Fred and go, "Is this just the weirdest thing?" I mean, look at, and there's so-and-so, and we just laughed. It's so wild. But it was fun.
Where's Fred these days?
He has a show, I don't know what it's called, but it's football, it's sports.
Meaning
He hosts with these 2 other guys. It's like a podcast radio show for
interesting.
for
Yeah.
sports.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you close to Fred still? Did that relationship kind of end after the show, or did you guys keep up?
It's so funny because
buds?
people saw us on the show and thought, "Oh, they're
Yeah.
the best friends and they hang out together, they do everything together." It's like, no, we don't. We're really entirely different people.
Yeah, you never dated?
Oh no. What? No.
Well, in between solving crimes?
No, that was no. It was like that was that, and then I see him now basically at we do Comic-Cons.
Right.
I'll see him. How are you?
The 2 of you come. Do they try to get both of you to come together?
Yeah,
I
I've
would
done some
imagine.
by myself, but we just did one together. I don't know.
Well, it's something
a month
kind of
ago.
cool. It's cool for the
yeah.
fans to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
both of you together now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And yeah.
So it's fun. It is.
There's no doubt about it. The industry definitely has taken this shift, right? Where it's like this. Who would have ever thought that the movies would be You know, it used to be like TV. Did you
I
find
did.
that you were, yeah, you
I
thought
went,
of it. But did you realize that, did you find when you were in that time of the hunter years, certainly TV was compartmentalized and movies were compartmentalized. They weren't mixing and matching.
Right. They weren't.
And now it's obviously one big mix of, you could be watching.
Work is work.
Yeah. So in that way, it's kind of a good thing.
In that way, I agree. It is a good thing. The thing that is, I mean, first of all, it's different for me because I'm an older woman.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they
You don't have a perm anymore.
thank God for small favors. And and neither do you, which
No,
we're all
exactly.
grateful for.
Yes, me.
But, you know, that's different just being, because there is age discrimination in the industry.
Yeah.
There absolutely is. And it's more slanted, you know, toward women. And it always has been. So that's something you look at and you're like, really? But whatever.
Yeah.
I keep on keeping on.
Did you end up going and doing multiple TV shows after Hunter?
I wound up.
Was it like another 3, 4, or 5 shows that you did?
In terms of a series?
Yeah, meaning
No,
like
I
more series,
did-
or was that the end of your series run? And you're
No,
like, oh, I'm gonna
I
take a
did
break
some.
from-
I did guest stars on some shows. I wound up doing films. I did some films for TV, an independent film, a couple of features. I recorded my first CD, and then I recorded another one. And I was performing and singing at certain clubs. And you know, back when I was starting, and I was still like just out of school. I was singing. I joined this band. We sang 4 sets a night, 5 nights a week, and we were doing country swing. And then I wound up doing a pilot for MTM that was called One Night Band, which was such a great show. It didn't get sold. It was sort of what's that show, Nashville? It was like that, only ahead of its time. And I was the lead singer, and there were 3 guys, and we traveled with what was then a 24-track truck and did 3 different live original songs per episode.
Did you do?
It was really cool.
Have you ever wanted to have a Vegas show? A singing? Like a being a lounge act, or like a.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, well, I went and did the Great American Songbook, and that lent itself to that kind of a milieu.
What is that? I'm sorry. What is the Great American Soundbook?
The Great American Songbook.
Oh, songbook. Okay.
I did a CD recording of that, recorded it in a jazz club live.
That's cool.
Yeah. You can buy it or listen to it, or I'll give you a copy.
We're screening it right
Your screen, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's happening over there in the corner.
A
Who
lot.
are those people?
now. You
really
have a
nice,
camera
though.
here too.
How are you? How's it going? They're very nice over there. Anyway, so
Those are just the producers over there.
that what they
This
are?
is all the fans over
I
here.
see. Hey. So yeah, I was doing that, and I went down to represented the United States in Querétaro, Mexico, in a big international music festival. So I was always doing both. And I said to my agent way early on, I said, I'm either going to get a record deal or I'm going to get a series first, and I'm going to go with whichever goes.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Are you one of those goal-oriented persons, people that I'm aiming for this year?
I'm constantly, I got my fingers in lots of pies.
Yeah.
I am also a screenwriter, as you know.
Yeah.
Got a couple of films and a pilot. They're out shopping it. One of them's up with Canada right now, so that'll be nice. I like filming in Canada. Wonderful comedy romance that I wrote along with one of my partners. And then I have a supernatural horror
You're writing
thriller.
a lot these
Yep,
days.
I'm writing, and also wrote
Do you have a partner with you writing?
2 different guys.
Okay.
2 different guys. And that's enjoyable for me.
When did you start writing? Like how?
I wrote on Hunter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Were you
Fred and
writing
I-
episodes?
No, but we rewrote a lot of them, much to the
Right.
dismay of the writers' room.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. They were wonderfully talented writers.
Yeah.
But often you'd get a turnover, and so they would write dialogue and stuff. And,
You didn't want to say that.
Well, it's not that you didn't want to. It just wasn't exactly
You.
what you'd hear that character say.
Yeah.
It's what they thought the character would say. It's like, no. There's a history here that you're just not aware of because you just came on board. So no, she can't say that. We're going to say this. So we were always doing that, and I directed when I was on Hunter, and enjoyed that also.
Do you still want to direct now? Are you still directing now?
I haven't for a while, but I love it. It's still, I
Yeah.
find it very enjoyable.
Movies or TV stuff?
It's all the same.
Yeah. Did you do more movies or TV? Did you direct?
TV.
Okay.
Directed episodes of Hunter.
Yeah.
And one was co-written on an idea that I had.
Seems like a lot of actors that come off shows though, or they have a very specific thing they want to go be a director, you know, and then they're directing other TV, a ton of other TV.
Right. Sure.
And that almost becomes, you know, then they become more directors, I think, than actors.
It's all a creative journey. I
Yeah.
like all pieces of it. It all fits into the same pie, you know. And I did a podcast that was, I don't remember when it was, in 2023. It was called
Good years to do it.
Reflection. Yeah, 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Reflections with Stepfanie Kramer. And basically all I did was I just shared my thoughts on quotes every week. Sort of
that's
like
cool.
inspirational and also to hopefully get people to start to think about things in a different way, open up your mind, a more positive potential, you know, to
Yeah.
make something that could be of benefit. And now I'm working on, we're getting ready to do another podcast that I'm going to do that's called The Other Side.
Is it the other side of the quotes or the other side of
It's
the?
the other side of your perm on the motorcycle. It's the other side of that.
Can't get my helmet off. My perm's so thick.
You're going to mess up my hair.
All right, so our show, we're wrapping up here because they're going to kick us out. But Dare to
Who?
Dream.
Are you going to kick us out?
Oh yes, they
Come
sure are.
on. She's so sweet.
I know,
She
she
doesn't
is.
want us to go.
All right, wait. So it's called Dare to Dream.
Yes.
People who have similar dreams to what you were able to accomplish. What do you tell them, or what do you encourage kids, young people, or old people who say, old people? That sounds terrible. Young people, old people, middle people. You know, people.
Middle
You know, people who are asking, how do I get into this industry, or should I, or just about dreams.
Go. Or just about dreams.
And go.
Like the one I had last night.
More specifically,
No,
just
I
career,
understand.
yes,
I'm just
okay.
messing with you because I can. I think that in terms of this industry, of what
Yeah.
we do,
We'll start here.
yeah, you have to have a passion for it. You have to have a drive. You have to really want to invest your time and energy in your life into creating that journey for yourself, knowing that it will be incredibly hard work, knowing that you will.
Now, people heard your story though,
Right.
And it seems like the easiest thing in the world.
Well,
You did like 9 series before you
no,
were
it
24
just,
years
no,
old,
it was not 9
and then you were Hunter
series.
when you were 26.
So it was things were, it fell into place. There was an enormous amount of synchronicity in my life at that time. But you have to also pace your internal self and recognize that there's going to be the good, the bad. You got to be flexible. You've got to be able to bend. You've got to be able to know that if this at any time in your life, whatever you choose to do, whether it's in the industry or not, if that job, that journey you're on no longer, serves your soul and serves your purpose and who you are as a human being, you got to be willing to say, well, maybe that's because it's over. Maybe this part of my journey has been completed. And now I have the opportunity to open up into something else. I remember hearing something a little while back about, they say the first part of your life, or the larger part of your life, is like we spend our time going, well, I'm going to work because this is what I want. I want this, I want that. You want your house, you want your wife, I want these kids, I want that car, I want this job, I want to do that, I want to build this, I want this, blah, blah, I want. And the latter part of your life is coming from a place of what does your soul want?
Yeah.
That's different. That's not based in the ego.
Right.
So I ask people to think about that because I think that's exceedingly relevant on how you live
it's
your
a different
life.
take on it for sure.
Yeah, that's my take. And you have to work very, very hard in this business. And I remember I've been the commencement speaker twice at the Academy. And I've always said, I said to, the auditorium, I said, I'm going to tell you graduates something that your parents are not going to be happy with because they just spent all this money for your education. but I give you permission to change your mind. Because life changes.
Yeah.
You change. And you got to honor who you are on that journey and recognize if you're just like, I refuse to change, it's got to be this or nothing. Well, then you're going to wind up with nothing.
Did you have to ever argue the fact in your brain, well, the fans want to see me as this? Because you are making a choice not based on their opinions. Because you had a lot of over the years, you've had a lot of people's
Right.
thinking this is what you should be doing because I love you in this.
Right. But I don't live my life
Yeah.
for you.
Was that a hard thing
or
to struggle
them,
with?
even though they're really nice over there.
Yeah, they are very nice.
No,
Were you
I
ever
had no struggle
it,
with
or
that
you're
at
like,
all.
Whatever.
No, it wasn't like dissing
Right.
the fact
Joe
that
Schmo.
people enjoy and support what you do and want to see more of you. I'm grateful
Yeah.
to my fans. I mean,
But you didn't feel the need to. That
no,
you had
it's like
to.
you have to look this way forever and then everyone will know you. Excuse me? You know a role I played. You don't know me.
Yeah.
This is what I do. It's not who I am.
Do you ever feel the need to, because they know the role that you played, where does Stepfanie Kramer shut off from saying you can know me, as opposed to the role that I'm playing and actually knowing me?
Well, I don't shut off. I'm sitting
Yeah.
here being me with
yes,
you.
you are. Yeah.
So this is who I am. This is me. I don't carry a big old gun and shoot people in alleys. What? No, that's not me. I don't.
But my point was that was it ever in conflict with it or have you always been so clear-minded that goes that when,
I've always had a really strong
Yeah.
spiritual life.
yeah
And faith is very important to me. So for me, that kind of clarity was, that expression, that purpose-driven life. Your purpose is internal, and that recognition and honoring that aspect of self is critical. And to stay grounded in your life, because this business will swing you around and say, if you, in other words, don't believe your fan mail. I mean, I was very grateful. I was, a few years back, was honored as an icon of television in Monaco at the International Television
just
Awards.
wish it would have been a better place, like
know.
some Van Nuys or something.
I tried to get to that one. But it was beautiful and it was wonderful.
Amazing.
And it's a wonderful film festival and television festival, excuse me. But you sit there and you go, really? And I've always said, I don't
Right
think
next
about
to Lucy.
I mean, no, seriously, I don't think about that.
Yeah.
I'm doing my work. So it's always like, if I've always felt, no matter what you do for a living, at the very least, hopefully what you do will make a positive difference in the world. That is the bottom line, no matter what it is. And that positive difference doesn't have to be seen by millions of people all over the globe that I've had the great honor to be able to do. It could be seen by just your family or your people in your business or your church or your whatever. It's like, make a positive difference. That's why we're here. In my opinion, it's spread the love, spread the light. Because that's why we're here.
Are you writing? Have you written books yet?
I've been
You
asked to
should.
write books for so long.
Are we running from it, or are we just not feeling like in the gut that it's what we're doing yet?
There's
Or do we want to do it yet?
all of that. All of what you just said. I'm
Because
formulating
you have so many
it.
stories.
I have
and
so many
I mean, you could write a whole group of novels.
I have lots of stories. That was part of what was behind Reflections.
Especially as a writer. And
Yes.
you're a writer.
Yeah, that was what was behind Reflections, is start thinking about this quote based on whatever.
Yeah.
And integrate it into your mind. Start thinking about reevaluating how you walk your journey. And do it from a place, in my opinion, do it from a place of joy. I mean, joy is so important. And to find the joy in everything and find the beauty in everything. Because people have stopped doing that. They've stopped finding the joy and the beauty. They're just in this endless spiral of negativity and fear. Rage, all of the negative emotions, jealousy, resentment, it's all fear. Because to me, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's fear.
Yeah.
And so if we can just remember, okay, let's do our work on ourselves first, It's like, I got to change the world. No, you just got to change yourself.
Aw.
Just work on yourself. And that reverberates out. I mean, that's basic physics. That's just energy.
Stepfanie Kramer, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for encouraging us and just dropping nuggets of wisdom.
Well, I don't know about that.
Nuggets
but go out
of
there
wisdom.
and have a great life. It's fun.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
I've enjoyed it. I always
Yeah.
enjoyed you.
It's fun to see you again.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
All right, guys, this is it for us. But we want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and we 100% know that Stephanie's wise words of wisdom encouraged me, not only me, but also them. And we say thank you.
Them. Those wonderful
those
people in the
folks too.
corner.
Those
and
folks
you.
too. Yeah.
Yay!
All right, guys. We will see you next time. God bless you, and thank you again for being here.
Bye-bye.